Hey everyone, it's I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For now, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that thanks button down below. So today, I do want to do a couple of readings. It does involve Veve, it does involve comics, it does involve a couple of things from the Wall Street Journal. But first and foremost, we do have Chris Severs coming out with an article. He is part of the Veve fam, and the title of the article is called, "Are You a Future Phygital Collector?" And this is on Go Collect. They did publish the article. So he says, after 37 years of physical comic collecting to digital collecting, is this for real? Now enjoying my 5th decade of Spaceship Earth, I have been collecting physical comic books on and off for a tad over 37 years since purchasing my first comic at age 14. Do the math, he's 51. That book was Daredevil number 54. Minted 2 years before my wonderful mother brought me into existence, and it waited 16 more years until I could bring it home as my first bundle of comic joy. I paid $1.50 for that book, which came with its own cardboard backplate and plastic baggy cover. The sales guy at Golden Age Collectibles even included free tape to close it up, which was a big deal for a kid who spent the same amount on a bus fare to get downtown to buy this. Really nice of him. You'd be really nice to kids. They'll follow you for a long time. Rey Mysterio, when he goes out, he gives a piece of merch, whether it's a shirt or an extra mask, to kids in the audience, because that's a fan for life. They'll remember that forever. Article continues saying collecting is a long-term commitment, saying today the value is somewhere between the range of $900 and $2,000 per Go Collect. That's a potential of 133,233% gain on my original investment, or a 1,333 to 1 ROI, depending on how you like your math served. How I ever managed to hold onto that comic book for 37 years, I have no idea, but I do know one thing. It sparked an immediate love of a Marvel character that I have followed the entire time, purchasing almost 100 additional Daredevil comics, plus many others I'm sure to allude in future blogs. I bought specific covers and series, paid what I could afford, and accumulated. So when an opportunity to share my experiences opened with Go Collect, the decision was easy. Go figure, I even like writing a little bit too. I would also be remiss not to mention my dad, who loved Archie comics as a kid and owned his own trading card company for many years as the kindling to that spark. Me and your dad have something in common. He saw how people loved collecting and owned thousands of baseball cards and put 2 and 2 together to open the business. It was hard and stressful, but exciting, and his energy was transmitted to me as a result. Fast forward a few years, I'm now truly excited by advancements in today's technology, crypto assets, and currencies, the potential of metaverse applications gaining tremendous attention, and launching what hopefully turns into an ongoing writing role with the team at Go Collect to share these thoughts on any more of my new passion for digital comic collecting and other fans. So the age of advantage, add over in the parentheses, get it, add. My age gives me the unique advantage of having seen both sides. There was no internet growing up, let alone mobile phones, and a physical comic's value in my eyes was simply ownership to show off and compare my collection with my buddies. Fast forward again, as the web really got rolling, to the year 2000, when the CGC first launched a comic book grading system, and collectors around the globe were instantly connected in a community that could also base itself on value versus imagination alone. Instantly, my collection was sealed up in airtight containers, only open to add the new book picked up along my journey. A few made it to frames, a few were traded, but 0 were sold. Those boxes have made just as many moves as I have, from rental to rental, from house to house, and that's where things changed. Suddenly, grown-upisms caught. I had a new career, mortgage, family, car payments, bills I never knew could exist, and my days of comic book and superhero figure collecting, unfortunately, came to a disappointing halt. I've seen that many times. Little did I know, however, that a young lad named David Yu was also seeing and living the excitement of collecting on the other side of the planet. I had no idea our paths would one day cross because of this shared passion. The physical to digital collecting connection. You see, David saw dilemmas faced by many collectors for what they are. Dilemmas. These include, and certainly are not limited to, family and financial obligations, storage, theft, flood, fire, and insurance concerns, moving hassle, utility limitations, and of course, the show-off factor. It's not easy to renovate a room into a physical comic emporium, nor invite friends, family, and complete strangers from around the world in to take a peek at any hour, let alone actually read the sealed comics being shown. That's the role of the cover and its artistic appeal. Practicality meets desire. David saw this as an opportunity. The technology of the past was a limitation that is suddenly not so much today, and he was able to bridge the gap between the historical human love of collecting physical assets with the technological advancements Internet 1.0 has led to. We often forget how quickly these changes are happening, but reread that the dilemma list above while envisioning a world where digital collectibles can now be stored in your phone, have verified ownership, and the immediate ability to see that market value and buy, sell, or trade with anyone, anywhere. He built a company to make that vision come to life, as an artist creates a character to emblazon the very comic books that brought us together. If you haven't heard of it, check out www.veve.me or look up the app on your iPhone or Google Android. It's consistently in the top 10 entertainment app category revenue generators, and it has changed my life. So how did I end up in the digital collectible space? Wind the clocks back to March of 2021 when I first heard of this in a BitBoy crypto YouTube chat on NFTs. 1. Had no idea who BitBoy was. 2. Had no idea what an NFT was. And 3. Had no idea what Veve was or its parent company, Akomi. So I downloaded the app and watched it for the next 5 months. That's right, didn't buy a single NFT. Like Batman, but wouldn't call himself a fan. And like so many others, simply could not wrap my head around why people were paying tens to hundreds to thousands of dollars for 2D pictures of monkeys, hundreds of thousands of dollars for those guys, and just couldn't pull the trigger. Well, if only my DeLorean NFT really worked. I did, however, invest in some of Akomi's crypto token. Heyo! The Marvel Comics #1 dropped for $6.99, and my interest was piqued. It quickly dropped to $2 in the aftermarket, as did my spirit, so I waited a bit longer. When the James Bond No Time to Die suddenly appeared as a drop, the marketing guy in me woke up and kicked my own patoot. There was a theatrical IP suddenly connected with DC IP and Marvel IP. This BitBoy guy might have been onto something, so as an old dog, I taught myself a new trick. With the drop win in hand, I thought its partner poster and my first Veve set was complete. I was hooked. I understood. It clicked. There was none of this pray bank funds, make it to exchange, buy crypto, pay crypto, makes it to NFT platform, buy 2D smoking monkey. No. This was buying gems using my Apple Pay account, which $1 equals to 1 gem in the Veve app, and gaining immediate access to one of the most iconic brand IP collectors' assets of all time. It was instant. It was easy, and it was accessible to all. And it was so much fun. So for those that ignore history, I've always been a glass half full kind of guy. I've lived through the market booms and sudden bursts, ridden in bubbles, and invested in more losers than I care to count. My career has spanned 25 years of merging media, from phone books and newspapers to the first pre-Google web directories, to placing interactive billboards in video games on Hulu and Spotify streams, one of those seen at all types. Further, I enjoy watching disruption catch companies with their pants down. The bending of physical with digital or phygital reminds me of my one time at Canada's former largest news publishers. Sitting in a boardroom of senior executives, a sales manager asked, "Could this new Craigslist site harm our classified department?" Her comment was met with laughter. The thought of a low-budget internet site taking down a newspaper's behemoth moneymaker. So David, Craig, slayed the Goliath newspapers and changed the classifieds business forever. Veve, though, is just different. The story of leadership team, their passion for collecting, the app, the brands buying into this, the partners, and the community nurturing the entire path has reignited a passion for collecting I've not felt in many moons. I now share the experience with my family, friends, turned digital collectors, spending hours happily researching assets and smiling with my son's enthusiasm to own some incredible pieces he and I could have never imagined owning before with physical assets. This is the end of physical comics and collectibles. Oh, this is a title. Will this be the death knell before physical comic books? Movie posters, unopened toys, or even remote control cars or model airplanes? Heck no. Okay, thank God. In my humble opinion, this is the entry to an entirely new collector audience and a resurgence of physical collecting. I've owned Daredevil number 131 for longer than I remembered, but purchased the Veve digital collectible version set to match the two. Let's just say I'm thrilled to see Marvel releasing 18 episodes on Disney+. I didn't know it was 18, thought it was 10. In a few weeks, I'll be attending a comic book convention in my city for the first time in 30 years. I recently revisited the physical Golden Age collectibles store with my son after we completed over 20 hours of MCU content streaming on Disney+, which, by the way, I was provided 3 months of service having purchased a Disney Golden Moment NFT on Veve. How's out of them? Digital collector. I am now, you might be soon. If you are a physical comic collector, store owner, speculator, or investor, as a guy who has lived through more business transitions than Elon's decisions to buy Twitter, take it from me, do not overlook this as a fad. Pay attention to where audiences are engaging and growing and enjoy the transitions, which are only going to increase the value of physical collectibles further. Feel free to reach out with your comments, and if you need help in your future marketing transitions, I can put you in touch with some very credible people to help guide you. I think I might be one of those. If you're already a Veve or other NFT digital platform collector, awesome. I'd love to hear your feedback, questions which might end up becoming topics for future blogs. My aim will be to share experiences I believe have value where this all is headed, strategies of things I have found to work well or consistently, and those that have fallen flat on their butts. The foundation, though, is sharing a love of collecting and maybe helping to connect with a few more people with a few more ideas along the way. My dad no longer collects sports cards or comics, but I will say this. He recently downloaded the Veve app as well. Thank you for reading. I look forward to sharing my journey with you. That was really cool. So I did want to go, I probably should make that its own video, but I do want to go on and just a little bit, a title from America's oldest bank, BNY Mellon, will hold that crypto now. Founded by Alexander Hamilton, BNY Mellon is the first large U.S. bank to safeguard digital assets alongside traditional investments. Just that one quick thing. Banks they're slowly realizing, or they probably realize already, can't beat crypto, can't get rid of it. Maybe there's a tiny fight on for NFTs, but they're going to slowly realize that they can't beat that either. What better way to, instead of beating them, join them than by holding some of the assets themselves? So I think that's really good. I think that's great for the space. Shout out to Chris Servers for the article. Comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow. All right.